Hello mga ka-online, kumusta po kayo? Sa aking video na ito ay mapapanood niyo po ang konting history tungkol po dito sa aming bayan, ang Catubig Northern Samar. At sana po mag-enjoy po kayo habang nanonood. At syempre, maraming salamat ulit sa mga tumulong sa akin para ma-reach ko po ang 1,000 subscribers. Muli po, sana po mag-enjoy po kayo sa aking video ito. Stay tuned! Dalawang paraan ang biyahe papunta sa aming barangay. Ang una nga dito, yung pump-boat o banggang motor na siyang ginagamit tuwing tag-ulan. At scooter naman na siyang gagamitin naman natin ngayon dahil sa medyo maayos naman ang panahon. Scooter o habal-habal kung tawagin ang sasakyan pa uwi sa aming lugar. Subalit hindi ito minsan nakakapag-diretso dahil nga sa kasalukuyan po ay medyo umuulan ng konti at maputik ang daanan. The town of Catubig is a fourth-class municipality in the province of Northern Samar, Philippines. According to the 2015 census, it has a population of 33,025 people and 6,442 households. It has 48 barangays, which includes the 8 poblacion. I'm talking about the history of Catubig. April 15, 1900, Siege of Catubig. Catubig is an ancient village in the Ibaba region which now extends from Biri to Borongan. Its thriving settlement existed before the colonial period. Catubig is an inland town situated on the mouth of a river which gives its town's name. After the territories of evangelization was reorganized by the Spanish government among the religious in the Philippines in 1595, the Jesuits, who were one of the first evangelizers of the archipelago, assigned missionaries to a few areas in Samar and Leyte. Ang nakikita nyo ngayon ay ang isa sa pangkaraniwang sitwasyon araw-araw dito po sa Barangay Kalingnan, na kung saan makikita nyo ang mga bangkero na siyang naghahatid patawid sa nagdudugtong na barangay mula sa aming bayan. Madadaanan natin dito ang Barangay San Francisco at ilang mga barangay papunta sa aming lugar. Sa halagang 5 piso ay talagang makakatulong ang barya mo sa mga naghahanap buhay ng mga bangkero dito sa kanilang lugar. Dito rin dinadaos ang fluvial parade tuwing selebrasyon ng Santo Niño de Catubig, na kung saan iba't ibang klase ng bangka may dekorasyon ang nagpaparoot pa rito tuwing okasyon ng Santo Niño. Hello, matukad ako. Matukad ako. Prakal pa katukas. Maranan ako. Mas murang pa yan na lugod. Dito ngayon ang nagsisilbing terminal ng mga habal-habal na mga bumabiyahe papunta sa aming lugar. In-improvise na rin nila ang kanilang mga habal-habal. Yung iba ay talagang merong mga bubong na siyang napoprotekta din sa init ng sikat ng araw at kung panahon naman ng tag-ulan. On October 15, 1596, the Jesuits arrived in Catubig and created it as one of, or if not the earliest cabecera residencia in the whole Samar Island. The mission was opened by a European Jesuit, Father Miguel Gomez, and a lay brother, Juan Ortiñada. Year 1597 is a hard year for the Jesuit missionaries because of the worst infestation. The natives were sick and dying. Due to scarcity of Jesuit missionaries, the mission that began in Catubig in 1596 was closed in 1598. The mission was retrieved by Father Juan de Torres and once again reopened in the year 1601. The mission in Catubig was spread among neighboring villages in the Ibabaw, Tupalapag, Batak, Rawis, and Lawang. The seed of faith was also planted and flourished as to the north to the islands of Piri, Ubon, and Katarman, and as far as to the east to Borongan, Tubig, Bakod, and Gamay. Catubig became the center of the mission of the Jesuits in the Ibaba region until 1614. Since Catubig is located much too deep in the interior, the Jesuits transferred the center of the mission into a coastal settlement called Palabag under the Catubig mission. The Jesuits did not totally abandon Catubig. Jesuits regularly come to celebrate the Eucharist and catechises the native. They built a chapel in Catubig and made it as a visita under the jurisdiction of Palapag until 1697 up to 1716. As a record shows, the Catubig had already permanent residing priests. During the Sumuroy Rebellion of the year 1649 until 1650, the churches in the Ibabao region was burned and destroyed by Agustin Sumuroy and his cohorts. On the morning of October 11, 1649, Sumuroy and hundreds of men, carried by 8 vessels, went to Catubig. They killed Father Vicencio Damiani, an Italian priest stationed in Catubig, who just then succeeded directorship of the mission of Palapag, Father Miguel Ponce Barberan, who was slain by Sumuroy. Aside from Father Damian, 2 young Catubig non-sacristan who had heard Father Damian from the rebels was also slaughtered to death. The 3 died in defense of their faith by Sumuroy and his men that was later unironically held as heroes. Around 1774 until 1775, the worst recorded Moro attack happened in Catubig. The Moros were composed of the Holoanons, Magindanaos, Comocones, and Cargara carried by their ventas. The Moro pirates plundered Catubig, destroying everything in sight, and abducted more than 500 young men and women, forcing them to their vintas. Those who refused to be taken was killed, and able-bodied male captives were employed as oarsmen in other Moro raids, while women captives was brought to Mindanao to be sold off in a slave market in Borneo. Because of the horrific experience of the natives, they considered the place as Dimalas. Likewise, it is an ancient practice where sites or even dwellings that experienced disaster setbacks were abandoned. The natives started moving to the Ilawod or near the coast to a place called Cagdinipa under the jurisdiction of Palapag and a jacked barrio. Leaving their horrific memories of their homes in flame and a river of blood, the old location of Catubig was called Binong Tuan, meaning where a town stood before. Later on, became Las Navas in honor of the reputed Hispanic battle in Las Navas de Tolosa in Spain, and separated from mother town Catubig year 1949. Cagdinipa became the new town and adopted its old name Catubig as a new pueblo that became progressive because of its proximity to the coast exporting palay, abaca, copra, cacao and fruits to the Bicolandia, notably albay. Due to the Moro raid of 1774 until 1775, the town's growth was affected due to the decrease of population that greatly reduced the numbers of taxpayers, thereby prompting the authorities to place Catubig as a mere barrio of Palapag from 1774 until 1784, when it became under the jurisdiction of Lauang. The triumph of Christianity against the Moros is still dramatized in Catubig today every January of the year during the feast of Señor Santo Niño. Mock battles and a flowery exchange of words called loa were presented by the townfolk dressed in colorful costumes in the beat of Sinulog dance in a poetic embajada presentation. 1768, King Charles III expelled the Jesuits from all Spanish colonies around the world. The Franciscans overtook the mission. Year 1790, Catubig received its first Franciscan priest, Father Juan de Plasencia. He made a new church of wood. In 1805, Father Jose Mata built a stone church which was ruined. Year 1805 succeeded Fray Juan de Plasencia, who was the 36 years old Franciscan, Fray Jose Mata, a native of Granada, Spain. His brief administration as parish priest of Catubig marked when he built a church of Mamposteria, but later was destroyed a strong typhoon due to its weak foundation. Alright mga ka-online, dyan po nagtatapos ang maikling video na aking ginagawa. At please, share this to your timelines and to your friends. At sana po nagustuhan niyo po ang content video na aking nagawa ngayon. Muli po, maraming salamat. God bless us all. Stay safe.